Hey everybody, Damian Questiny here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. Do y'all want to talk about the gold in the Grand Canyon? Is that interesting to people out there? Years ago, I was hired to do some session work for this. And I find it very interesting that this is coming out now because this story had temporal markers involved which related to future events when the US dollar was going to reorganize itself in a way that has some type of backing and confidence rebuilt into it. And gold was the natural choice for this. Now, why is this relevant? Well, the gold is no longer in the Grand Canyon. You all know that I live in Las Vegas, which is very close to the Grand Canyon. In fact, I've been there many times. But what you'll find is years and years ago, there was, and this is through remote viewing stuff, so, take it for what you will. This is just story time, okay? Story time. Did you know that one of the largest U.S. military bases in the United States happened to be at the Grand Canyon at one time? It's called Camp Navajo today for those seekers and those other people who like to go out digging and mining and getting their hands dirty. Head over there. I'll tell you guys a story too. When we go out here in Nevada, most of the land is actually owned by the federal government. And you drive out to these places with your ATVs or your campers or whatever we're doing at the time, right? And you'll notice that along the road, you'll see all these signs. They're red and white, and people immediately think they're no trespassing signs because they look exactly like it. But when you drive up there with your little ATV, with all your buddies, and you look at the sign, it simply says, "Please close gate behind you." Okay, so what do? You grab all your gear, you go on the other side of the gate, you close the gate behind you because you want to respect the government's wishes. That way livestock and things or whatever's inside these places, they don't get out. Okay, so they don't cross the road and hurt somebody. So you close the gates and you go off into the mountains where you won't see a soul for 100 miles. Okay, because Nevada's like that. But what happens is when you get close to places that you're not supposed to be around, there'll be drones that will be flying over your head. And there'll be vehicles, black, tinted windows on the rims of the mountains around you, just sitting there when you get too close to some places. So you just kind of, you mind your P's and Q's, you go about your business, you look for whatever you're looking for, let's say you're looking for hieroglyphics. And that's a clue out there, by the way, for people who are looking for the gold in the Grand Canyon. The petroglyphs. Okay? They lead you places. Some go straight up. Some go left to right. They're navigation points. Just to throw that out there. Tanner Trail. Follow that. South Rim. You'll find your spot. You go in this place. It's this huge cavern, but it's empty. There's nothing in it. Okay? But you're welcome to look anyway. So, Camp Navajo, one of the largest at one time. There's a reason for that. What do they do with it all? Okay. In the remote viewing, now this is going to get into some stuff that I got to be careful with. But in remote viewing, Wells Fargo played a critical role in the movement of that gold. And there were some foreigners who got involved who wear black suits and blue ties. Okay, that's meaningful for those out there who are in the know. And they befriended these people who found this place. And they were responsible for getting the military involved. Wells Fargo got involved, and Wells Fargo put them into these boxes, and they issued bonds on this stuff, okay? And now these bonds were used as collateral for lots of things. And that's as far as I want to take it with this. But those looking for the gold in the Grand Canyon, they're not going to find anything because that has been allocated long ago. And it's in multiple places. And there's multiple things and industries that have grown around this because it was a large cache. And one of those industries is the Smithsonian. Subscribe or like. I'd really love to hear your views. Cheers.